So I became a prosecutor because I wanted to be involved with the community. I grew up in Summit County, grew up in a family that was very focused on being involved, servicing the community, all that kind of stuff. And then when I got to law school, I really enjoyed the trial work and the advocacy, so I wanted to do something that allowed me to do both, and prosecuting just made the most sense for that, and it has worked out pretty well, I think. I think the best parts of being a prosecutor is I can see a direct impact of what I'm doing. So a lot of the times when I get cases with victims and they are present in court, I can see immediately how what I'm doing is having an impact, or I'm able to help them. It's just really rewarding to be able to interact with the people. It's not just a name or a number on a piece of paper, actually getting to interact with them and learn about their lives or how they're doing after we're done with everything. We've had a couple families this year that have been really involved after their cases too, checking in. So that's been really cool. I think the difficult thing about being a prosecutor is primarily the time. It's a very tough job, and so it takes a lot of toll physically, mentally, emotionally, but beyond the actual time of, how many hours do I need to put in to make sure I'm putting on the best case I can? What we're dealing with day to day is somebody's worst day of their life. So what is very monumental for them, they're never going to forget. It's an everyday thing for me at that point. So trying to draw that balance between how do I go about living my life without this taking too much of a toll on me, and then also giving them, the respect and the care that event needs to have for them, because it's people's lives. So that's a heavy burden, I think. But I think the reward outweighs it, but it is definitely a difficult thing to handle. The types of cases that have impacted me the most, it's hard to pinpoint one exactly. I've been doing mostly gun violence cases, they're definitely on the rise lately, so it's hard seeing that kind of violence so frequently. The ones that I think have made the most impact have been the homicides where it's families are involved. So there have been a couple this year where courtroom was completely full. There's families on both sides, and the families on both sides know each other, so they're coming up to each other before and after and hugging each other, and then having to sit on opposite sides. So I think reviewing those kinds of cases, it's difficult in of itself, but it's very different when you're presenting it and you have the family behind you watching that footage of their loved one, and you can hear them reacting as you're trying to present it. That's really, really difficult. I think the biggest misconception the public has of prosecutors is that we're just in it to get as much time as we can or to punish. I don't think that's the purpose of why we're here. I think a lot of us, especially, it's more focused on what can we do to get justice for the victim families we're working with, or what can we do to help make our community a safer place to be or a better place to be. At the end of the day, if something's not a good charge, we shouldn't be pressing that case. We should find the best possible resolution for justice, and I think that's more important. It's not about our win-loss record. Well, it's just not coming down to that. It's more, what are we doing that's impacting the people we're around.